Nietzsche.
Nietzsche, that's what it is.
Very good.
Alright, folks, well, again, welcome to the cast today. This is Precaching versus Vetus on Summit, and we just got a game start here. So the game will be starting in about 5 seconds. We're playing on Summit.
And you know, based on performances in that in the invitational tournament a couple weeks ago, I gotta say my guess is I'm gonna go with Precaching for the victory on this one. That's just my early assessment. Maybe reassess after the first map, but the teams have started to push out. We see 3 people pushing out in the direction of ventilation. Skipjack's going to go ahead and head directly up towards Crossroads. He has decided to go from the walkway across. We do see 4 Skulk push into Crossroads. Artesia, Consuela, I don't even know how to say that. Disti and Mafu are there. Mines have started researching, and oh my gosh,
what?
Look at this. We see a T-Res T-Res lurk drop
wow.
right at the beginning of the game for Punpu.
Wow, that is the first time I have seen that in a competitive match. T-Res fade, lurk, T-Res fade. Lurk on the map and just harassing, getting that lurk on the field right away. I'm curious as to see how this is going to work.
You know, the standard response to that kind of an early T-Res drop is to rush early shotguns, because they're not going to have Carapace. It's going to take them a lot longer to get Carapace up. They may be able to defend those RTs a lot more effectively with that lurk if they can keep it alive, but, you know, shotguns early on can be very, very effective against the T-Res.
Yeah, and we see a little bit of a fight happening in Computer Lab where Precaching takes down one of Vetus's Skulks. We're seeing a push here in Crevice. Skit coming up, trying to take down Arj. He's almost down, 4%, trying to keep that RT up, and Punpu comes in to save the day and really push those guys back. We're seeing a great push here by Vetus, taking down Derp and taking down Skip. What a great save there.
And you know, this is exactly how Punpu wants to be playing that T-Res lurk. He's going to go straight over to Reactor Core, which has come under attack. There are Hydras there, which they're going to have to, Precaching is going to have to spend time taking out. And here comes Punpu. Climax and Germ are already a little bit low. Disti and Consuelo are there to back up Punpu. Punpu able to take down Germ. Climax goes down to Disti. And, you know, I don't know. This may turn out to be a gambit that pays off for Vetus if Punpu is going to be able to hold on to these RTs really well, which he's doing so far. He's playing this very well.
Yeah, and we're seeing, I mean, such great harassment that he's doing. He's racking up a lot of kills here in the beginning of the game. He's got to do a little bit more of an effect with this lurk, I think, because like you said in the beginning, he's under a time pressure here until those shotguns come out.
And wow, look at this. So you just saw Artesia essentially take out 2 Marines with their own mines. They both dropped mines, and he triggered them and ran away, and both of them got blown up.
That was great. And Artesia just comes into flight control, biting that RT at 50%. We got 2 Germ and Climax coming in through glass hallway. Consuela, knowing that they're there and sneaking behind them. We see some mines going down to stop their rear, and Punpu's coming in with that lurk early in the game. Another Skull coming in to join the fight. An explosion from a mine hurts the Marines a little bit, but not enough to take them down, and Punpu wisely backs off. We have another Skulk coming in, Mafu, trying to take down those Marines and fails at that as well. 30% on that RT, and that RT is going to go down. This fight goes to Precaching.
Yeah, you know, that was a very good job by the Precaching commander to keep those med packs flowing in. Very good med pack accuracy. Punpu not able to do anything against those med packs. But what's really interesting is those mines that they placed on the ground. They were able to obviously keep Artesia out of the way, Mafu out of the way as he came in, but they're going to be completely useless against Ella. So they really need to work on shotguns, and shotguns just have started researching now. That will be the moment when we see whether or not this T-Res lurk pays off. And so far, it definitely is. You know, Punpu's got 6 kills already and 3 assists, and we're only at, you know, the 4.5-minute mark.
Yeah, exactly. He's been doing a great job coming around the map, racking up those kills, and as we know, the most valuable asset for Marines on the field is your Marines on the field. Not any buildings or anything, and he is taking them out and sending them back to spawn quite quickly. Poon going back in flight control, getting reinforced over here by a Skulk. Nice little fight against Derp and Skipjack.
And, you know, they've done a really good job of supporting that lurk in the form of res harassment, and that's exactly what they want to be doing. They want to leave Poonpoo on the defense. Because he has such high mobility, because he's so strong in the early game with that T-res lurk, they're going to want to leave him to do all the defending, floating between their res nodes, and let the lurks go off and do all of the res node harass, which they've done a very good job of. They were just down to 2, now up to 3, and now 4. So the Precaching is back up to their necessary level of resource management, but we'll see how long that lasts. Poonpoo's going to come in here and try and get flight control. It looks like nope, he's going to go ahead and retreat as Skit shows up to reinforce Derp and Skipjack.
I don't know if you guys saw that just a little bit ago, but Mafu falling down that crevice and dying of natural causes. If you guys did catch that, that was pretty hilarious. Haven't seen that in a competitive game.
An enzyme coming out from that drifter. Poonpoo trying to harass with his lurk needles, but not really getting a lot of hits in. Just kind of chipping away at Skipjack and Skit. Skit is going to go down as another lurk shows up in the field in the form of Consuela.
Wow, 2 lurks on the field, 6 minutes into this game. They're doing a great job just keeping them at bay with the spikes. And while they're worrying about strafing and getting out of the way of the spikes, the Skulks, come in and they have another thing to deal with. So great play here by Vetus. I'm really impressed.
Oh boy, Poonpoo looks like he's about to go down. He is able to escape into the fence over in Reactor Core. He had Germ very low, but they're going to be able to take out that RT in Reactor Core again, and this is not paying off in the long term. They've been on 2 RTs for a decent portion of this game, even down to 1 RT at about the 4-minute mark. And you know, you really want to take advantage of this lurk to keep those RTs up. That's why you want this lurk there, because they're so strong on defense, and it's not paying off for them.
Yeah, and for a team with very strong marine plays such as Precaching, if you guys don't know, Precaching is actually the same team that was in the qualifiers called Damage Networks. I'm sorry, same team in the qualifiers called Only Parasite. They played Damage Networks, which I casted in the qualifiers, and they did really well. That was one of my favorite matches to cast. They're a very, very strong marine team. They know what they're doing, and it just seems to make sense that they'd know what to do, or at least be able to hold off this type of strategy that Vetus has dropped on them in the beginning until they kind of take a deep breath and get their upgrades going.
Yeah, and if you look at the res charts, you'll see that Vetus has only been on 3 res nodes for a grand total of probably, I'd say, maybe 3 minutes of this, 7-minute and 45-second game. So with that early T-res lurk drop, they're going to be very, very low on team res. You can see that they do have Carapace up, but they have dropped the second hive over in flight control. Sadisty is there. He's going to go Gorge as we see a very strong push down into Computer Lab. The Computer Lab RT does go down for Precaching, so we see 2 lurks down there supporting. They're going to send Skulks over to Crossroads, and Mafu and Artesia are going to go take out that res node. So I see a strong push, though, a strong counterattack coming from German Climax up in Atrium. They're going to go straight for that Carapace shell. They are both at half health. Arj is going to come out. He is on Gorge. He's going to put a couple of shots on. He's going to try and take that Carapace shell, but not going to be able to. Is Arj going to go down in the process? Carapace is lost, and there's only a couple of eggs in base. I see 5, 6, 7 eggs up in Atrium. That hive is not done in flight control. If Climax and Germ can hold during this push, but here come Poonpoo and Consuela on those lurks, they're going to be able to make short work of Germ and Climax, no problem. So that push is taken care of, but it has given an opportunity to Precaching to reclaim Crossroads and reclaim Computer Lab.
Yeah, I mean, what that did was pull the aliens off that front line and that pressure that they were feeling from sub-access. We're seeing Artesia take down the RT in Data Core. Nice little fight going on right now in flight control. Skipjack and Skit coming in to make a mess of things. We see Phase Gate tech has started. Most of the aliens are in flight control to deal with this little bit of a marine push. Skit is probably not going to last long, and there he goes. We're seeing another RT go down in Crossroads. The you know, right now, Precaching it looks like it's having a little trouble establishing any map control. I mean, they do have sub-axis ventilation and data core, but as far as holding Crossroads and Computer Lab, they're having a hard time.
Yeah, you can see that Precaching has lost a grand total of 12 res nodes. I mean, that is 120 res down the drain. And you have to throw that attribution directly to this lurk play, because it has freed up these skulks to just really go wherever they want, because they don't need to worry about defense.
We're seeing a fight here in Computer Lab. Both lurks and a skulk are on the field against 3 of the Marines. They are just trying to pressure that entrance in from Computer Lab into flight control. That RT in flight control is at 43%. This may be their little bit of a hold there.
Take a look up in Reactor Core. Germ and Climax have set up a phase gate. There is no base phase gate down in sub-axis yet, but the power is up. The phase gate is online. They are holding until the phase gate in sub-axis is complete, and they do have shotguns. So they are in a really good position to hold that, get the phase gate up. The phase gate is now online in sub-axis, and you're going to see Skipjack come through. You're probably going to see at least 1 or 2 more Marines push straight into Reactor Core and go hit Atrium right now, as Carapace Shell is not back up yet.
And, you know, I'm kind of wondering, I mean, the aliens do have to know about this. They did have to know about it in the beginning. They have a drifter right there on the south end of Reactor Core. Unless the commander, Arj, wasn't paying attention to call out that build, he should have called that out early enough, but maybe he was too busy looking on the west side of the map on flight control, other than looking here. And we see this push coming in from Precaching, 4 Marines, Skipjack, Skit, Germ, and Derp coming into Atrium. We see the scans going down. They have level 2 shotguns, and they were coming in, guns blazing, and now they're kind of like, no, never mind.
Yeah, there were definitely plenty of skulks and at least 1 lurk up in Atrium at the time. But what they've done is they've definitely pulled pressure off of the rest of the map. It's going to give them an opportunity to get their res node control back online. You do see them building up in ventilation. They have data core online. They have taken reactor core as well. They have comp lab. So
I see
very well in terms of res control.
And I see what they're doing here. 2 went back to sub-access to push flight control, and those 2 in reactor core are going to either hold there or push at the same time in Atrium and split the alien team. We have that RT going down in flight control, and it does go down. Skit loses a shotgun, and we see that 2 Marine push now happening in reactor core. It might be too little too late. We have a lurk in there defending. We have Mafu in there as an egg. And he goes
Look
down.
Look at this, Consuela goes down.
Weapons 3 hasn't
wonderful
started.
Shotgun accuracy.
This is great.
German Skipjack just pulling out those shotgun shots. That the healing from that hive, I don't think that that Crag was online quite yet. Blink has started though, and no, look at this. They have chosen to go Shade Hive second. This is a really interesting choice. They're sitting on silence. We do have 1 fade out on the field in the form of Artesia, but look at this Skit and Derp coming into reinforcement. We now have 5
The
Marines
whole
up in
team!
Atrium. This is a very strong push.
Wow, great push from Precaching. They know they need to commit all into this fight, and the aliens at this point, Vetus, is probably like, holy crap, what the hell do we do? That hive is at 50%. They do have a fade on the field, but against shotguns that are level 2 and level 3 coming, this is very, very, very dangerous for that fade to be in there. 1 Marine goes down at this point. Oh, they are making a great push against this offensive thing from attack from Precaching.
But the hive is so low, it's all the way down at 16%. There is a Crag there, and they're able to clean up just in time. That hive went down to 14% just before Mafu, and oh man, that was absolutely brilliantly defended by Vetus. They waited for the perfect moment. They waited for 1 of those skulls. Mafu made a great initiation. He pushed in to get the initial attack, take down 1 Marine, and Artesia was able to come in, get another kill right off the bat, and even things out. So there was only 3 left, which is a very, very manageable situation for a Lurk of Fade and several skulks.
Yeah, and it looks like they tried to catch the aliens off guard by rushing in again. They kind of weren't. It didn't seem like they were communicating at that point. 2 or 3 kind of trickled in, what the other 2 were behind, and now, you know, 2 were killed, now there's 3 left. All right, here's the whole team. Now they're grouping up. Now they're going to make a concerted effort push into Atrium again. Let's see if Vetus can hold this off. We got Argita kind of blinking in and out, trying to do that. 30% on that hive. Weapons 3 has been completed. This is going to hurt. Second fate on the field. Argita and Mafu trying to clean up those Marines, but we got health packs dropping all over the place. Wow, Neat. This is a great fight.
What you'll notice here is that those, even with weapons 3, those assault rifles are not doing virtually any damage to that hive. They really need to be pushing in there with their shotguns. There are 2 crags on that hive that they can't see because they went shade, and there is a shade down on the ground. Atrium has been cleared. That hive never went below 27% health because those 2 crags were just there healing it the whole time.
Yeah, and here comes Precaching again. They are very determined to continue going this way. We got one of their skit coming through computer lab, one doing a one-on-one versus Sidsi in ventilation, and it looks like that's going to go down. Now we're seeing an offensive push from Vetus from computer lab. They're trying to take down the power right now.
Yeah, they've just left Artesia and Punpu back in reactor core. There is a 1 Skulk in ventilation. Sitsi is able to take down that RT just before he dies. Punpu doing a great job defending in reactor core, and look at this, Germ is the only one left in reactor core defending that phase gate as Skipjack comes through. But you know, this is a bad situation for Precaching to be in. A 3rd hive has been dropped in Crossroads, and they haven't seen it. I mean, this is a great stealth drop. But look at this.
Shit!
Here comes Germ, Derp, and Climax straight into Crossroads. They're gonna see this any second now. They've got to have level 3 shotguns, and
they gotta
know
take
it's there.
this down quick. Wow, 22% on this new hive, and it's going to go down really quick, and if we see a phase gate blueprint drop, they are going to try to claim Crossroads. They drop data core, but it's just the blueprint. We're seeing a push into reactor core against Climax. He may go down. He takes down Punpu. What fantastic shooting.
Beautiful shooting. Yeah, that was absolutely amazing on Climax's part.
I swear, I can't hit a Skulk or a Lurk if it was crawling at me.
But you know what the really interesting thing is? Look at Punpu's res count.
Wow.
He's at 71.
We might
res.
see.
He's going to be pulling out an Onos
Wow.
any second here.
I rarely see Onos
is
in
the power of the
play.
T-res lurk.
Yeah, look at him. He was just sitting on it, doing his damage as he could. We're seeing a fight here in Summit Reception. Punpu, as a Skulk, it looks like because he's staying Skulk, he is going to wait those little bit of resources to go Onos, and we're going to see an Onos on the field. I don't even see a prototype lab at this point for the Precaching. They have linked up Crossroads, Reactor Core, and Sub-Access, so they do own the east side of the map, technically, which is going to give them a lot of movement, but as far as advanced technology versus an advanced lifeform that's about to come out, they might be sucking wind here.
Yeah, this could be very problematic. They do have weapons 3, so, you know, if they get 5 people in a room with an Onos, they could very easily take it down. But that presumes that Onos isn't going to wipe 2 or 3 of them before the other 2 show up.
Yep, and we're seeing a little bit of a harassment coming down in Sub-Access. Argita almost goes down by Skit. I don't know how he didn't take him down. They lose Marines lose an RT in Data Core. They do take out Consuela right after that. And they are building the command chair now in Data Core as well. So I'm impressed at how they seem to have bounced back a bit.
Here it comes, Punpu in his egg, going for the Onos. And, you know, they've done a very good job of kind of keeping Precaching on the defensive a little bit, making sure that they're not putting a threat on Atrium so that Punpu can get that Onos up, and here he comes straight through crevice, and I don't think Skit and Derp have any idea what's coming.
Oh,
here
boy.
comes Punpu. Oh, this is going to be fun to watch.
They've
got to be calling Skit and Derp have to be screaming bloody murder right about now.
I think they must have heard at least the the footsteps of that Onos. I mean, obviously it's very unique.
Loud and obvious.
Yeah, Reactor Core, we got 3 of Precaching's Marines now putting up an armory. It looks like they're going to try to use that as a forward base. Mafu coming in to try to take advantage while they're building, takes down Derp and runs out. We're seeing that Onos has pushed Crossroads with 4 of the aliens. Skit is the only one in there to defend. And we see that phase gate go down.
They're trying to get jetpacks out. They're trying to get jetpacks out as soon as they possibly can. But with 2 Fates on the field, 1 Lurk, and an Onos, I mean, what are you gonna do?
You know, I've seen them play before. I'm not gonna count them out just yet. They may pull something surprising, but I think you're right. This is an uphill battle for Precaching.
They are making, however, a push into Atrium, which is a very intelligent move. That Onos is all the way down in Crossroads. He's going to have to run back through Crevice to get back there to reinforce. There are 4 Marines in Atrium. Derp has been nano-shielded. Mafu's the only one there. Consuelo shows up to reinforce, but Consuelo's very low on health. If they can get him down, this could be a great position for them, but Consuelo's going to go ahead and hide behind that hive as one of the Marines goes down. Derp is now dead. Germ is at half health, and here's Punpu. He has shown up, and he is ready to clean house. Germ has been nano-shielded, but he just goes ahead and goes straight for Skit. And there goes Germ. Jack is going to go ahead and retreat back to that phase gate in Atrium. And, you know, they're buying time, which is very important. Grenade launchers are now done. They did go ahead and get grenade launchers, which is a very intelligent choice against an Onos, an early Onos like this. Jetpacks are about to be finished here any second. Armor 2 is just getting underway. If they can get those jetpacks out, they may be able to do something here. Punpu not pushing very hard. He's not playing that Onos very aggressive. You know, they really need to group up and make a strong hit on either sub-access or data core right now.
Yeah, and they
are wasting that early Onos.
If he, yeah, by soon Precaching's going to come out with a counter for that Onos, and I don't know what they're doing with it. It's, why are you holding it back? Like, go ahead, group with your other life forms and make a push.
And I mean, he's playing it like he plays a lurk, which is swinging between hives for defense. And you can see there's now a push over in flight control, and I don't understand it. There is an Onos on the field, and the aliens are the ones being pushed.
Yeah, and we are seeing a grenade launcher on the field, and flight control has been destroyed. And they're going to take those Marines out of there. Smart move, beacon them back to the base. And now they all have jetpacks, and they are coming up.
Yeah, Sadisti's over in Data Core. He's got that chair down to about half health, but you see that reinforcements are coming for the Marines. Skipjack and Germ, both with jetpacks, are just going to come in here and mop up Sadisti, no problem.
Yeah, now that Onos is pretty much in trouble. Level 3 shotguns with jetpacks is never a good day for an Onos. So they are going to rebuild Data Core at this point. I'm really impressed with Precaching at this at this time in the game for just the way they have really defended against this.
Yeah, and you know, they played the technically correct counter. They did a perfect counter. They went with grenade launchers so that they could get a quick hive kill before that Onos could reinforce, because obviously they know that Onos is going to be very slow to get to wherever they need to defend. And again, Punpu, man, just running back to his hive over and over again. You know, they are rebuilding over in flight control now, and you know, this is not to sell them short. They definitely have the ideal map control. They have 5 res nodes, which for aliens is a very strong position to be in. I mean, we could see another Onos coming out here any minute here, as Consuela is sitting on 67 res. And everybody on Vetus is, except for Punpu obviously, is up above 40 res. So they're not in a terrible position here, but they could be doing a lot better considering what they've had going for them so far.
Yeah, and we're seeing them fly like butterflies into Crossroads, just taking pot shots at that hive, just trying to get the aliens off there. We saw the aliens just took out Data Core Command Center, so they do not have any more jetpacks if they lose these, and they are getting swarmed in Glass Hallway. Skipjack on very low health, trying to get away, and there's the good game from Precaching. Wow!
They're gonna call the GG on
wow!
That? I think that's premature.
Wow!
I think that's very premature.
Wow! And Vetus wins round 1. Well fought. Well fought.
Oh man, like, listen, I understand being, you know, they're definitely at a map disadvantage at that point. They're definitely, you know, losing on map control. There's plenty of res flow going in for the aliens. But simply based on the play of Precaching there, I think that's a really early GG.